begin, I want to know your predictions. Who do you think will win today's match? Will Mexico start their campaign with 3 points? Or could South Africa surprise everyone? Let me know your score predictions in the comments below. Now, if we compare these two teams, Mexico come into this game with more experience on the international stage. They have played in many major tournaments over the years and have built a reputation for being a difficult team to beat. They usually play with confidence, move the ball quickly, and create chances through teamwork and good positioning. South Africa, on the other hand, will be looking to prove themselves. They may not have the same level of experience as Mexico, but they have talented players, strong determination, and nothing to lose. Sometimes those are the qualities that make a team dangerous. One of the biggest questions in this match is whether South Africa can handle Mexico's attacking pressure. Mexico will likely try to control possession and dictate level of experience as Mexico. South Africa may choose a more defensive approach and wait for opportunities to attack on the counter. So here's another question that make a team dangerous. Which team do you think will score the biggest questions in this match is whether South Africa can handle Mexico's attacking pressure. Be the player of the match. Personally, I think Mexico have the advantage going into this game. Their experience and overall quality could make the difference. However, football is unpredictable. We've all seen underdogs rise to the occasion and shock the favorites. For South Africa, a positive result today would be a huge boost for their confidence and their chances in the group. Even a draw could prove to be very important later in the competition. As for my prediction,
Sanchez.
Closer than many people expect. I'm going with Mexico to win by 2 goals to 1.
Moved on forwards.
I believe South Africa have enough quality to find the back.
That's beautifully weighted.
But Mexico's experience might help them get
For
over
a
the
moment
line.
we felt that was going somewhere,
That's
but
just
they'll
my
have to go.
opinion. What do you think? Do you agree with my prediction? Or do you see this match ending differently? Make sure to share your thoughts in the comments. If you're enjoying the content here on Match Lens, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. We cover football reviews, match analysis, and live-style watch-alongs featuring some of the biggest games in the world. Now the wait is almost over. Mexico versus South Africa. Group A action. Let's see which team can make the perfect start and take an important step toward the next round. Sit back, enjoy the match, and let's experience the drama of football together.
And there's his chance to lead the counter. Playing towards the other side. That is lovely. Great defending, strong and determined.
Save time creating content and generate a high-quality clone of your voice with a...
Looking for a reason to have a fiesta. The officials carefully selected, led by Wilton Sampaio of Brazil, who took charge of 4 games at the last World Cup, including the England-France quarter-final. VAR crew, helmed by Nicolas Gallo of Colombia, assisted by Juan Lara of Chile. An extraordinary setting. It still evokes the ghosts of yesteryear. Those masters of the game who chose the Azteca as their stage on which to shine the brightest. No great surprises in today's Mexico lineup. 6 home-based players, no starting role for Edson Alvarez or for 17-year-old prodigy Gilberto Mora, but a red letter day for Raul Jimenez, who at the age of 35 and involved in his 4th World Cup finally gets to start a game on the broadest stage of all.
Yes, John, FIFA went down as they were starting with a 4-1-2-3, which is probably the case, but it's worth mentioning the last time we watched them with a very good second half performance against Serbia when Gutierrez was very much in the 10 position with Lira protecting the back four.
South Africa have finally emerged from behind a cloak of pre-World Cup secrecy, during which they even tried to deny the existence of one of their warm-up games. They're rolling out a new formation. 7 of the 11 play in the domestic league. Burnley's Lyle Foster gets to lead their line.
He certainly does, and Hugo Broos has reverted to a back five with Muno and Madiba in wider areas of the 3 centre-backs. Sitole will be the more central of the 3 midfielders. Ikram Reynolds and the more familiar Lyle Foster will be going in search of the goals.
So the toss of the coin conducted by Wilton Sampaio, 2 skippers Cesar Montes and Bronwen Williams, who is reputed to be the finest goalkeeper in African football. 10 African nations now, up from 5 at the last World Cup. Of course, Morocco managed to break through the glass ceiling by becoming the first African nation to reach a semi-final of the World Cup in Qatar. It is a warm, hazy day. We are 7,500 feet above sea level. To put that into your terminology, Ali, that's Ben Nevis, and then 3/4 of Ben Nevis again on top.
It was well put and it staggered me, it really did, but I don't mind telling you, and it's probably my first admission, I was toiling a little bit coming up to the commentary position. It was a little bit, you know, hard to breathe, let's be brutally honest about it. So straight away you're thinking, how are the players going to adapt, John?
Well, Mexico clearly are used to it. South Africa also play at altitude in Johannesburg, but not as high as this. But they've been in Pachuca, which is the same height as this, around about 60 miles away, for the last 10 days, making their very secret preparations. Well, the last World Cup moment here saw Diego Maradona lifting the trophy into confetti-filled skies, having stamped his name all over the 1986 World Cup. Torturous build-up to this particular competition. But now the last few seconds of the countdown. Bigger than anything that's gone before. The 23rd FIFA Men's World Cup is finally underway. The first of 104 games, which should keep us gainfully occupied for the next 5.5 weeks. And it's Mexico and South Africa, as in 2010, who have the honour of setting the tone. Mexico enjoying an early feel of the ball. Montes, their statuesque central defender who plays in Russia for Lokomotiv Moscow.
Yeah, the one thing is blatantly obvious. You couldn't get more 5-3-2 than that from South Africa. I mean, it's amazing that this reverted right into it.
Israel Reyes. Mexico's self-evidently, as co-hosts, have been without competitive football for over a year. The last 14 games have been friendlies. South Africa have lost form just at the wrong moment. They've been doing pretty well under Hugo Broos, but they've not won in 2026. Vasquez, Bernardo, Eric Lira, who will shield the back line for Mexico. Alvarado, Jane Adams,
Well, that was comfortable enough, wasn't it? They certainly went for a high press there, Mexico, but South Africans played out very well.
It's going to be quite instructive. You always find that with the opening game, Ali, in terms of the pace of the game because of the conditions.
Yeah.
Also, the different interpretations of refereeing at various competitions. The guidelines have been laid down very clearly ahead of this one, the nuances, the changes.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the players adapt, obviously, John. Hopefully they will, and they do it quickly.
Javier Aguirre in charge of Mexico for the 3rd time at a World Cup. Played in one, was assistant manager at another. Madiba. Yeah. From Sam Tower's only a yard away.
It's one of those ones he just got there first, knows he's getting there first and knows he's going to collect one. There you are.
Gutierrez over the ball with Alvarado. Mexico certainly have some height in the form of Cesar Montes. 6'5" of him.
He tried it, didn't he? He's tried to play it on the left-hand side of the wall. I don't know if it was on. He obviously thought it was. With the look you've just given me, you didn't think it was.
I had my doubts. Actually, 16 years to the day since Il-Tree were the opening day guests at South Africa's World Cup party. Mexico returning the compliment here. And this is Israel Reyes. And Raul Jimenez!
What a save. Reyes does really well, and he gets a first-time ball across. Jimenez, I don't think he meets it cleanly, to be brutally honest. I think it comes off his left shin, but he does ever so well, keeps it down, but not as well as Ronwen Williams. What a save!
Corner on its way, and Ronwen Williams deals with that as well. And Bakazi's header. And Madiba can try and clear it, but he fails to do so. Vasquez. Adams now gets it up to Reyners for South Africa. Foster. Suspicion was that Reyners may have strayed offside anyway.
Well, he went and then realised he was just going offside, held his run, and by that time he'd made the pass. Look at this, keeps it down really well. I think it comes off his left shin. I don't want to do him, not saying an injustice, but he keeps it down well, doesn't meet it with his foot. But the power is there, the accuracy is there. Good save, good start to Mexico.
Nearly a great start for a player who at his 4th World Cup in the tender age of 35 finally gets to start a match. 6 substitute appearances prior to this without scoring a World Cup goal.
What I like about it though, John, it's worth mentioning, first time they get the ball in the wide area and Israel Reyes just puts his foot round it, puts it into the box. If you're a forward, that's all you want.
This is Gallardo, Johan Vasquez. Mexico have become known, they don't like it, as the team that tends to go out at the round of 16. Into them 7 competitions in a row, and then they actually crashed out at the group stage in Qatar. Home advantage is a big thing for them, particularly at altitude. No coincidence that their 2 best World Cup showings have both been in home World Cups. Quarter-finalists in 70 and 86.
Yeah, I was just thinking, Qatar aside, generally speaking, the home nation does very well in the opening game. Clearly next we'll be hoping that's the case. Appealing for a corner there, weren't they?
Corners are one of the areas that VAR are able to adjudicate upon now. Hard to put into words the sense of excitement that has engulfed Mexico City over the past couple of days.
I've got to say, John, I get wrapped up in it myself. I went pitch, you know, you and I were pitch side before the game today, but managed to sneak pitch side yesterday. myself for 5 or 10 minutes, and wow, what a thrill. And I was listening to Wrighty there before. He feels the exact same way. Probably the first World Cup that we can remember. 1970.
There is something tremendously evocative about this place. The sheer scale of it, the steepness of the stands, the fact that much of the architecture is as it was back in 1970
That's
when Pelé was
remarkable,
here.
yeah. That's the one thing that struck me, John. You know, generally speaking, time changes a lot, but you walk back in here and you could have been in 1970.
The best way I can put it is that to walk in here, it's almost like finding yourself engulfed in one of those World Cup films. South Africa giving the ball away dangerously, very dangerously. Julian Quinones has the honour of scoring the first goal of the 2026 World Cup. And I swear, you'll hear the noise all the way from the Azteca to Acapulco.
Well, what a noise. You're absolutely right, but what a defensive blunder this is. Oh, he takes too many. The heavy touch. It's a terrible touch. Oh, dear me. Sitoli onto his left-hand side. Wow, how quick is Leader coming in. How quick does Leader come in? And the finish, keeps it down, doesn't get through the goalkeeper's legs. It does. Touches his right foot in the way back. Quinones, what a finish, but what a disaster for Sitoli.
It has taken just 9 minutes for the co-host to stamp their mark on this World Cup. And it's a player who actually outscored Cristiano Ronaldo and Ivan Toney in the Saudi League this year. Then the scoring chance there, and Julian Quinones, although a winger, is a prolific goal scorer.
I was noticing his position. I mentioned Gutierrez playing as a 10. He's actually playing as a 10 in the right, and Quinones is playing a 10 in the left. That's where he's going to pick up that ball and that little bit of space in front of the three centre-backs. But I'll mention it again, John. You know, if you're Hugo Broos, you cannot believe the start you've just given. The one thing you want to do, if you can, you keep the stadium as quiet as you possibly can, if you can. And they've just done the complete opposite and given a goal away.
He has his name in the history books now, just like Shabalala at the 2010 World Cup when he fired South Africa in front, and it's Hugo Broos, who today, for a few hours, becomes the oldest manager ever in a World Cup game. It's he who's got the early headache.
Oh, a penny for his thoughts here. Oh, running the risk of stating the obvious. They don't want to lose another one in the next 5-10 minutes.
Was to string 5 across the back, 3 and at times 4 across the midfield, and to hold it as tight as possible for as long as possible, and that's out of the window already for South Africa.
Yeah, and the disturbing thing from the point of view, they've not had to work for it, it's just a mistake.
Off goes Jimenez. And it's touched behind for a corner. Overworked Luiso Mudau. Gallardo. Jimenez, it's difficult to get over the ball.
Tell you what, it's a great delivery. Jimenez timed his run actually very, very well, but he just gets caught underneath it a little bit.
President of FIFA, you heard the reaction of the crowd when his face appeared on the screen. Alongside him was Victor Montagliani, the head of CONCACAF, which is the regional power here. The Mexican president actually gave up her ticket to be here. She's been the subject of fierce criticism from the population, and she thought it would be a populist move to give it to a 21-year-old local lady who otherwise wouldn't have had a chance to get into the game.
And it's actually worked against them, did you say there, or in terms of the nation's reaction?
No, I think the nation's I think she would have to do a lot more than that to become popular. Every Mexico World Cup game before the pendulum swings in Miss Scheinbaum's direction. Don't you go getting me into political difficulty.
No, you and I are not going there, that's for sure.
Mudau. That's a good throw.
Yeah, he wanted it inside, didn't he? He actually made a good run there, Mudau.
Spinning.
Just obstructs him, doesn't he? He's done a lively start, hasn't he?
Yeah, so nearly a glorious start.
Just keeps it low and hard, doesn't he? Take your chances.
37 goals in the Saudi Pro League this season. Oh, Colombia-born Julian Quiñones, he's a naturalized Mexican. Brian Gutierrez. Vasquez, Foster, Adams, Moquena, and Mudau. Sitole, Sabisi. Carney. The player again fouled. First yellow card of this World Cup.
Just too quick for him, John, simple as that. Goes in to close him down, but takes a lovely touch and goes by him, brings him down. Pretty straightforward decision.
To go home, Moquena.
That's a lunge, isn't it?
Moquena. South Africa struggling to get anything going in this game. This is a huge step up for the majority of their players.
Yeah, of course it is. vast majority of them playing in the home country. Aren't they? Only got a couple abroad, haven't they? European.
Yeah. 5 in Europe, but
Chicago.
Generally with lesser clubs, and a couple in MLS in America. Home-based players, 8 of them from the Mamelodi Sundowns, the African Champions League winners, and 8 from the Orlando Pirates, a famous name in South African football down the years, who won the title this year for the first time in 14 seasons. South Africa at their 4th World Cup. Hosted in 2010, it's actually the first time they've qualified. 24 years. In that period, plenty of names that were familiar to us as watchers of football in England and Scotland. Much less the case now. It's a whack. It's not the worst whack from a player who must be brimful of confidence in Quiñones.
Oh, he fancied it, didn't he? I think it's Fidalgo that makes a run. He's inside, he's wanting it down the channel there. Wasn't too far away. But after scoring that opening goal, he was always going to have a shot, wasn't he?
His goal, incidentally, the earliest opening goal of a FIFA World Cup tournament since 2006, when Philipp Lahm scored for Germany against Costa Rica after just 6 minutes. You've been doing some research, haven't you, into the weight of goals in opening fixtures at World Cups?
Yeah, not one to tempt fate, but there's usually a few. I think there's 19 in the last 5 or something, so I don't want to tempt fate, but we're off to a good start, John. It's certainly calmed down a little bit, which the South Africans will be delighted with, John. They're just getting a little bit of possession of the ball now. The whole thing looked as though it got to them for the first 5-10 minutes or so, but they're enjoying a wee bit of possession now, which they'll be pleased with, obviously. Nice football there. See, I don't think that's a bad ball, John. I think the centre forward has to stand up and be a wall. When the midfielder's raging with him, and I get it. Not the best of challenges there.
You get an idea, as you mentioned, about the refereeing tolerances in the opening fixtures. The other thing we're about to experience for the first time is a hydration break, which is going to be present in both halves of all 104 games, whether played beneath a roof or not.
Are the commentary teams allowed to participate in that?
Water only. Alvarado. As long, of course, as we all know, to our cost, that it's in a clear, unbranded bottle.
Yes.
Cafu, Roberto Carlos, a couple of decent fullbacks.
Baggio was there as well,
Yes,
you
he
know.
was. It was the last World Cup on this continent that finished with Roberto Baggio's penalty skied high over the bar in the final. And of course that same World Cup had started with a penalty by Diana Ross, which was equally unsuccessful. I detected a little disappointment on your part, Mr. McCoy, that Shakira didn't attempt a spot kick today.
Tell you which was, she was sounding very well anyway, that's for sure.
Another yellow card. Gutierrez.
Again, it's late, doesn't need to make a challenge. Goalkeeper didn't look particularly clever at this one.
After this we should get the hydration break. It's a rare platform so far in this game for South Africa. Mokoena. Mbakazi. Quinones. And that should be the cue for a drink. So what have we made of the opening 24 minutes?
Well, I think it's calmed down a little bit from South Africa's point of view, which they'll be delighted about, John, because they look nervy. I thought opening 5-10 minutes or so. To be fair to Mexico, they clearly come out the traps, and a lot of possession, were very aggressive, they're on the front foot, and that's how they got the goal. I mean, Sitole is, you know, he dallies on the ball. You can't do that at any level, particularly not at this level. And Eric Lira was all over him, and it produced a chance for Quinones, keeps his shot down, and, you know, it's a good finish. So the game has calmed down a little bit, but you have to say Mexico deserve to be a lead.
This is game number 1 of 104. Game number 2 of this World Cup is also on ITV. South Korea against Czech Republic, which is later tonight. It's actually 2:30 in the morning. If you fancy staying up, our coverage gets underway from Guadalajara. Miroslav Kubek will supersede Hugo Broos as the oldest manager to take charge of a World Cup game, but it's not been a good afternoon for Hugo Broos here so far. Quinones scoring after just 9 minutes. Outburst of sheer Mexican joy. Embracing the veteran manager as well. Don't forget, you could win £75,000 and a trip for 2 to New York to watch the FIFA World Cup final, which comes up on the 19th of July. A single entry by text or online costs £2.50, plus your standard rate message for texts. Entries close at 10 AM on Monday the 6th of July. Post closes at 12 PM on Thursday the 9th of July. Entrance must be 21 or over. Visit the website or scan the QR code for full entry details. So a few words for Raul Rangel, who has replaced a legendary Mexican figure in Memo Ochoa, who is here as the number 2 keeper, and a thorn in many good team sides. And he, like Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi, is taking part in a record 6th World Cup.
It's remarkable, absolutely remarkable.
And his is still the face that adorns many of the billboards.
Yeah, we noticed that, didn't we?
So Rangel has a pretty tough act to follow. So the 3 minutes that we've just had for hydration will be tagged on into first half stoppage time. Modiba. Ocon. few that plays abroad with Hanover in the German second division. Bukazi. Muda. Sotolo caught out again in midfield. Fidalgo. Quiñones. Back to Gallardo. Plenty of excitable talk in this city, at least, of Mexico potentially going a long way in the World Cup. Whilst they have home advantage, and in particular the Azteca to lean upon on occasion, you can see them making decent progress. Gutierrez came back the other way, and it's Ocon who clears.
It's a good block, really is. I'll mention it again, he does really well, Gutierrez. He plays a little bit deeper than Jimenez, and it gives him a little bit of space to run into beyond Jimenez, and he's done it on 2 or 3 occasions, and he's done it very well.
Alvarado. Reyes. Because luck with home advantage would have run out after the round of 16. Azteca only staging 5 games. 3 in the group stage, round of 32, which could involve Scotland, round of 16, which might involve England. If it comes to either of those scenarios, Steve Clarke, Thomas Tuchel will quickly be made aware of Mexico's extraordinarily strong record in competitive internationals here.
It's unbelievable, that record.
60 years, they've played 85 competitive games here and lost just 2.
It's stunning, that record. Absolutely. I mean, just have a think about that, let that sink in. I mean, if that had been Brazil, you would say, well, okay, maybe. But it's unbelievable.
Cesar Montes. Sabisi. Sotole. We're obviously learning game by game with the various new innovations for the World Cup. The pace does seem to have dropped markedly, and the atmosphere as well has subsided since the hydration break.
I think a couple of factors in that.
Alvarez. It's Aubrey Madiba. Cut out by Reyes.
One was the obvious one, and it's the conditions, the heat. And the other one would be, I think, South Africa. We mentioned the last 10-15 minutes of it. A little bit more of the ball, certainly quiets the crowd now.
Moved on forwards. He's going to be disappointed with that. Now it's Jimenez. It's really well manoeuvred. Muscular approach does pay off here.
A wave going around the stadium.
More of the ball, but still aren't carrying much goal threat.
to say, and it won't be the last.
I thought so. And it's been taken short. That is lovely. That has been knocked clear. Out for a throw.
Still a bit untidy the last 5 minutes or so, particularly from the Mexican side.
It's out of play for a goal kick.
Mexico unbeaten in 2026. All the friendly fixtures.
Well, that's well. Bit of attack.
Here's Foster.
Well, it just petered out. No penetration at all, having had...
Just moments of promise, which
Yeah.
quickly nipped in the bud.
It's far better football.
Cuts out the pass.
Just one that could Foster. Just one I like foot at that. Bit of talent there as well.
Rudy Fuller,
Yeah.
front right, who scored in the 1986 World Cup final here. Kalina behind him.
Yeah.
Out to the
This
left
is a team
it
effort.
goes.
I'll do some of the faces, you can do some of the others.
David Silva,
Thank you.
Carlos, Puyol.
2-2.
Okay, we'll call it a draw.
Pings it across. Climbs up big.
Gutierrez.
And it's hoisted clear.
Alvarado. Yes, on the outside, but he was sold a tad short by the pass.
Played out wide. Cross needs to be... It's a mighty effort! Danger averted for now. Alvarez.
Guys, can you believe these videos are generated by...
Roberto Alvarado. Brian Gutierrez. Angelo Fidalgo. Quiñones. Gallardo, and smothered. Gathered in with grateful glee by Ronwen Williams.
It's good goalkeeping, it's a good save. Should have gone a touch earlier. Good overlap, that's when he should have delivered it. He shouldn't have taken the touch.
Eric Lira. Being played out under overcast skies, which is probably a blessing. Temperature around about 23 degrees. Gutierrez, a heavy touch. Jaden Adams. Gudau. Mbakazi. Tame header from Foster.
Again, they come
Great
back into the
defending,
game.
strong and determined.
It's going to take some header, not a lot of power on
And they can
the
counter
pace on
here.
the cross, so he's got to generate any power himself. And there's the goalkeeper down left hand, good save.
Does really well to win the ball there.
Alvarez,
Well,
well, that
cross
tackle
should
was
have been a
immense, and
touch
so was the
earlier.
relief. The great escape.
Gallardo.
Setole. Mbakazi. qualified for this competition as winners of their group ahead of Nigeria. The World Cup stage for the first time since 2010. Their last World Cup game was a win against France, which sounds remarkable until you realise that France were in disarray under their coach at the time, and players were refusing to train.
I did watch the World Cup. It was quite tight at the end. They finished 18 points. Nigeria had 17, Benin had 17, so they didn't have it all their own way for sure.
Eric Lira. Fidalgo. Lira. He's caught by Satoni for the first time since the ball.
Yeah, it's a free kick, but he gets that because he takes a little bit of a heavy touch, which allows Satoli to nip in and have a go to nip it.
Now at this point it becomes an assessment of whether or not the physio comes on, because given the new regulations, if the physio does come on for an injury caused by a challenge that didn't yield a yellow card for the assailant, then the player has to go off for at least a minute.
Not 100% happy with that one. We can discuss that later.
Discuss it now if you want.
I just think sometimes the team that has been fouled gets punished a little bit. I know why it's there.
Lira. Gutierrez.
Moved up to get in position there. We were all expecting much more.
Oh, throw in. Mexico leading here thanks to that early goal.
Jimenez.
And the score is 1-0.
Fidalgo. Lira. Fidalgo again. His career with Real Madrid. Just one game for them. Quiñones nicely to Gutierrez.
Tidy, very tidy.
Putting Mexico on the front foot for a while.
Hello, my friend.
Gallardo.
Check.
Quiñones. Alvarado. Lira. In towards Raul Jimenez! It's a slow motion save.
Well, it is, but I think he waited to see whether he's going to get a touch. I looked along the line, I thought he might have been off, but he's not. Well, whoa, was he? He might be, you know. He might just be. As the ball went in, I just had a quick look at him and I thought he might just have been off, John. I think it's a good save. Better one than the first thought, because he waits to see what kind of contact the centre forward's going to get on it.
Ronwen Williams has looked a really good goalkeeper. He may need to be. Mexico in the mood. Quiñones deflected. Alvarado. Gutierrez. Quiñones denied by the base of the upright this time.
It was lovely football that led to the opportunity. You're right, Ronwen Williams is doing well, but he had no chance with that. He comes back here. This is the touch that opens it up. Oh, it's a lovely side foot. He's so unlucky. He really is. We're getting a little bit of joy. I'll mention that again, John, in that area. Just about 5-10 yards short of the centre forward. Jimenez. They're getting a bit of space in there.
Mudau. Reyners. Gutierrez. Taken away from Sitole. Fidalgo. Mbakata. Mokwedi. From Reyners. Mudau. Spins away off Gallardo for a Bafana corner. There's no particular rush to take it. Medina has the task.
You would think, all intents and purposes, this will be our last action.
We'll have the time for the hydration break tagged on as well, Roy. You and I need to have a conversation about mathematical calculation. It's a fair whack.
Good effort, wasn't it?
It was. Bukani. It's a bit of a punch with his left boot.
Yeah, it's a comfortable save, but reasonable effort. I think there's another 30 seconds of this, my calculation. Miles it, to be quite frank with you.
Quiñones. Goalkeeper hesitated for a moment. Good job that attack unfolded, because I was about to ask you whether you actually did maths at school.
Did well at maths, mate. Be very careful where you go with that one.
Your reaction to 4 minutes of stoppage time being advertised?
I'll be back. In my defence, I'm looking at that clock there, and we didn't kick off bang on 1 o'clock, right? That's it. There you go.
Let's turn the page. Raul Jimenez. You see the warning over time from the referee. Throw has to be taken within 5 seconds. It's Gallardo. Sitole made the mistake that led to the goal. A scintillating start from Mexico, ahead after 9 minutes. Adams. Modiba. Against Alvarado. A goal kick. Much to the disappointment of South Africa.
I think it's... Oh, we've got a look here. He's right, it's a corner. That would have been the perfect opportunity to implement.
Indeed.
Yeah, you are a bounce back a wee bit.
You were toned. You've got just under a minute to tell us your thoughts in summary on the first half.
Yeah, I think Like I said, John, I think South Africa deserving of the lead. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Mexico, beg your pardon. I think South Africa were disappointed the way the game they started, clearly. Mexico started in the front foot very aggressively. Here we go.
Brian Gutierrez.
Oh, he's just in two minds. He's completely in two minds. That's the run that he's been making all half. And I think he goes to hit it with the inside of his right foot and changes his mind, tries to toe bash. I mean, it's a really poor effort. Really disappointing effort. In fact, looks far worse from that angle, John. But I think they've obviously deserved their half-time lead. It looks as though they're going to get one up. South Africa will be really disappointed at the goal they lost. It means that Sotolo getting caught in possession, and he did get caught in possession once or twice, but it'll give them an opportunity to go in and regroup. But Mexico will be very, very happy with opening 45.
Jimenez has nearly scored on 2 occasions. Quiñones hitting the post. It's been mostly Mexico in this first half. The co-hosts off to a solid opening 45 minutes, plus a little bit. And they lead at the break through Quiñones. Ian Wright, Roy Keane, Gary Neville, upcoming. Half-time in Mexico City in the Azteca. Mexico 1, South Africa 0.
They're away from home and looking for barbecue joints en route. Oh, they're absolutely going to walk this. What a passage of play.
Going back home for the games?
Hey!
Tap in.
Across the pond, please.
Sorry, mate. I go south of the river.
Easy. Let's go.
Everything's a tap-in with Visa.
Adelante.
The importance of starting the tournament with confidence cannot be overstated, especially in a competition as demanding and emotionally charged as the FIFA World Cup. The opening match often sets the tone for everything that follows. Players spend years dreaming about representing their nation on football's biggest stage, and when that first whistle blows, the pressure becomes very real. Nerves, expectations, excitement, and responsibility all come together in a single moment. How a team responds during those opening minutes can shape not only the outcome of the match, but also the mentality of the squad throughout the tournament. For both Mexico and South Africa, this first Group A match represents much more than 3 points. It is an opportunity to establish belief within the team. A positive result can strengthen confidence, encourage players to trust the tactical plan, and create a feeling that success is achievable. Football is a sport where momentum often plays a major role, and confidence can transform the way a team performs. Players who believe in themselves are more likely to take initiative, make brave decisions, and remain composed in difficult situations. Mexico understands the value of a strong start. With their history of competing on the international stage, they know that early success can reduce pressure in later group matches. A victory in the opening game provides breathing room and allows players to approach the next challenge with greater calm. It also reassures supporters that the team is prepared and capable of meeting expectations. Confidence gained from an opening win can improve communication on the field, sharpen concentration, and encourage a more fluid style of play. For South Africa, confidence may be even more significant. Entering a World Cup as an underdog often means dealing with external doubts and predictions that favor the opposition. A determined performance against a respected opponent can completely change perceptions. Even if the match becomes difficult, moments of success such as winning important challenges, creating scoring opportunities, or defending with discipline can build belief. Players begin to realize that they belong at this level and can compete against strong teams from around the world. The psychological aspect of tournament football is frequently underestimated. Physical preparation and tactical organization are essential, but confidence influences every action on the pitch. A confident defender commits fully to challenges without hesitation. A confident midfielder demands possession and looks for creative solutions. A confident forward remains patient, knowing that one chance may decide the match. Without confidence, uncertainty can creep into decision-making, leading to cautious play and missed opportunities. Supporters also play an important role in this process. Fans respond positively to energy, determination, and commitment. When a team starts well, the atmosphere surrounding the squad becomes more optimistic. Encouragement from supporters can provide an additional source of motivation during difficult moments. In contrast, a poor opening result may increase criticism and create unnecessary pressure before the next match even begins. As Mexico and South Africa prepare to take the field, both teams understand what is at stake. This is not simply about beginning a tournament schedule. It is about creating momentum, building trust, and developing the confidence needed to navigate one of the most challenging competitions in world sport. The first step is often the hardest, but it can also become the foundation for an unforgettable World Cup journey. The emotional atmosphere surrounding the first Group A match is unlike anything experienced in ordinary football competitions. The FIFA World Cup carries a unique weight because it brings together nations, cultures, histories, and dreams on one global stage. For the players, coaches, and supporters of both Mexico and South Africa, this opening encounter represents years of preparation, sacrifice, and anticipation. Long before the teams walk onto the pitch, emotions begin to build. Every training session, every qualification match, and every difficult moment along the journey has led to this occasion. As the stadium fills with supporters dressed in their national colors, the excitement becomes impossible to ignore. Fans travel from different parts of the world to witness history and support their teams. Some have followed their national side for decades, while others are experiencing the World Cup atmosphere for the first time. Families gather in homes, restaurants, and public spaces across both countries, united by hope and national pride. For 90 minutes, millions of people share the same emotional investment in the outcome of the match. The players themselves must manage a wide range of feelings. Pride is often the strongest emotion. Representing one's country at the World Cup is considered one of the highest achievements in football. Many players remember watching previous tournaments as children, imagining what it would be like to stand during the national anthem wearing their country's shirt. When that dream becomes reality, the emotional impact can be overwhelming. Some players channel those emotions into focused performances, while others require time to settle into the rhythm of the game. There is also pressure. The opening match of a tournament often carries additional significance because first impressions matter. Players understand that supporters expect maximum effort and commitment. A strong beginning can inspire confidence and optimism, while a disappointing result may lead to criticism and concern. Learning to perform under such intense scrutiny is part of what separates experienced international players from those appearing on this stage for the first time. For Mexico, expectations may be particularly high because of their history in international football. Supporters often believe that their team possesses the quality and experience needed to advance from the group stage. This belief creates excitement, but also responsibility. Every pass, tackle, and scoring opportunity is viewed through the lens of national ambition. Players must embrace that responsibility without allowing it to become a burden. South Africa may approach the match from a different emotional perspective. As a team seeking to prove its ability against established opponents, there can be a powerful sense of determination. Underdog status sometimes brings freedom because external expectations are lower. Players may use that position as motivation, driven by the desire to surprise observers and create a memorable chapter in their nation's football history. The atmosphere inside the stadium will reflect this emotional intensity. Cheers from supporters can inspire players during difficult moments. Moments of silence before crucial free kicks can heighten tension. Celebrations following goals create unforgettable memories that remain with supporters for years. Even setbacks become part of the emotional story of the tournament. Ultimately, the first Group A match is about more than tactics and statistics. It is a human experience shaped by hope, pride, pressure, and passion. These emotions remind everyone why the World Cup occupies such a special place in the world of sport. Regardless of the final score, the emotional atmosphere surrounding this occasion will leave a lasting impression on players and supporters alike. Mexico's history of strong performances in group stages has become one of the most recognizable aspects of the nation's World Cup identity. Over many decades of international competition, Mexico has developed a reputation for handling the opening phase of the tournament with determination, consistency, and resilience. While every World Cup presents a new challenge with different opponents and changing circumstances, Mexico has often demonstrated an ability to adapt quickly and compete effectively when the stakes are highest. One reason for this success is experience. Mexico has participated in numerous World Cup tournaments, giving generations of players valuable exposure to the demands of elite international football. Experience helps teams understand that the group stage requires a balance between ambition and discipline. It is not simply about producing spectacular performances. It is about earning results, managing pressure, and maintaining concentration across multiple matches. Mexico has frequently shown an understanding of these principles. The group stage can be unpredictable because teams from different continents bring contrasting styles of play. Some opponents prefer possession-based football, while others rely on defensive organization and rapid counterattacks. Mexico has often demonstrated tactical flexibility when facing these varied approaches. Their players are generally comfortable in technical contests that emphasize ball control, but they have also shown a willingness to work hard without possession when necessary. This adaptability has contributed to their ability to secure important points early in tournaments. Another important factor is mental strength. Opening matches at the World Cup carry enormous pressure because they can shape the direction of an entire campaign. A positive result creates confidence and reduces anxiety before the remaining fixtures. Mexico has repeatedly entered these situations with composure. Players understand that panic or frustration can lead to costly mistakes. Instead, they often focus on executing their game plan and remaining patient even when immediate success is not achieved. Mexico's supporters have also played a significant role in creating an environment that encourages strong performances. The passion and loyalty of the fan base provide an emotional boost that players frequently acknowledge. Knowing that millions of people are watching and offering support can strengthen a team's sense of responsibility and pride. This connection between players and supporters has become an important part of Mexico's World Cup story. However, historical success does not guarantee future results. Every tournament introduces new players, different coaching philosophies, and evolving tactical trends. Opponents study previous performances and prepare carefully. For this reason, Mexico cannot rely solely on reputation. Each group stage campaign requires renewed focus and commitment. The challenge is to honor past achievements while recognizing that every match begins at zero. Against South Africa, Mexico may draw confidence from their tradition of performing well in the early stages of major tournaments. That history can provide reassurance during difficult moments, reminding players that they possess the qualities needed to navigate pressure successfully. At the same time, they must avoid complacency. Underestimating an opponent can quickly erase any advantage created by experience. The significance of Mexico's group stage history lies not only in the results themselves, but also in what those performances represent. They reflect preparation, professionalism, and the ability to rise to important occasions. Supporters have come to expect competitive displays because previous generations established a standard of resilience and determination. As another World Cup journey begins, Mexico has an opportunity to build upon that tradition. The past offers encouragement, but the present demands execution. If Mexico can combine experience with hunger and discipline, they may once again demonstrate why they have earned recognition as a team capable of delivering strong performances when the group stage spotlight shines brightest. South Africa's opportunity to surprise higher-ranked opponents is one of the most compelling storylines entering this World Cup match. International football has repeatedly shown that rankings and reputations do not always determine outcomes on the field. While statistics, historical records, and tournament experience can provide useful context, the reality of a World Cup match is often shaped by determination, discipline, and belief. For South Africa, facing a team with greater international recognition presents not only a challenge, but also a chance to redefine expectations. Teams considered underdogs frequently enter major tournaments with a different type of motivation. They are aware that many observers expect them to struggle against more established opponents. Rather than viewing this situation negatively, some squads use it as fuel. The absence of overwhelming external pressure can create a sense of freedom. Players may approach matches with courage, understanding that they have an opportunity to gain admiration through effort and commitment. South Africa has the potential to adopt this mindset as they prepare for important group stage encounters. One of the greatest strengths of underdog teams is unpredictability. Opponents often possess extensive information about traditional football powers because those teams consistently compete at the highest levels. However, nations with fewer recent World Cup appearances may bring tactical approaches or player combinations that are less familiar. This unpredictability can make preparation more difficult for favored teams. If South Africa executes its strategy effectively, it may disrupt the rhythm and confidence of stronger opponents. Defensive organization is likely to play a crucial role in any attempt to produce an upset. Against technically gifted teams that enjoy controlling possession, maintaining discipline becomes essential. Every player must understand their responsibilities, communicate clearly, and remain focused throughout the match. Moments of concentration are especially important because World Cup contests can be decided by a single mistake. If South Africa can limit space, force opponents into uncomfortable situations, and defend collectively, frustration may begin to affect the favored side. Counter-attacking opportunities also offer a path towards success. Football history contains numerous examples of disciplined teams absorbing pressure before striking with speed and precision. Quick transitions from defense to attack require confidence and composure. Midfield players must recognize openings, while forwards need the awareness to exploit defensive gaps. Even a small number of clear chances can alter the course of an entire match. South Africa may not need extended periods of possession to remain competitive if they maximize the opportunities that arise. Belief within the squad is another critical factor. Players must genuinely trust that they are capable of competing at this level. Confidence often grows during the course of a match. Winning important tackles, completing difficult passes, and creating dangerous attacks can strengthen collective conviction. Once a team begins to believe in the possibility of success, its energy and determination often increase. The psychological impact of challenging a favored opponent should never be underestimated. South Africa can also draw inspiration from previous World Cup tournaments in which underdogs captured global attention. These stories endure because they remind supporters that football remains beautifully unpredictable. No team enters the field guaranteed victory. Effort, preparation, and resilience can narrow perceived gaps in quality and experience. While higher-ranked teams may possess advantages in depth and tournament history, they also carry greater expectations. Pressure can influence decision-making and increase frustration when matches do not unfold as planned. If South Africa remains composed and competitive, uncertainty may begin to affect the opposition. Ultimately, South Africa's opportunity lies in embracing the challenge rather than fearing it. The World Cup rewards teams that compete with bravery and unity. By remaining disciplined, believing in their abilities, and seizing key moments when they appear, South Africa has the chance to surprise higher-ranked opponents and create memories that supporters will cherish for generations. The significance of maintaining discipline under pressure cannot be overlooked in a tournament as demanding as the FIFA World Cup. Every match brings moments of stress, uncertainty, and emotional intensity. Players are expected to perform at their highest level while representing their nation in front of millions of supporters around the world. In such circumstances, discipline becomes one of the most valuable qualities a team can possess. It influences decision-making, tactical execution, emotional control, and ultimately the final outcome of important matches. Discipline begins with following the team's tactical plan. Coaches spend countless hours preparing strategies designed to maximize strengths and minimize weaknesses. Players are assigned specific roles and responsibilities that contribute to the overall structure of the team. Under pressure, there can be a temptation to abandon these instructions, particularly if the match is not progressing as expected. Defenders may push too far forward in search of a goal, midfield players may leave their positions to chase the ball, and attackers may neglect defensive duties. These small departures from the plan can create gaps that opponents are quick to exploit. Teams that maintain tactical discipline are often better equipped to handle difficult situations because every player understands their role within the collective effort. Emotional discipline is equally important. World Cup matches are filled with moments that test patience and composure. A controversial decision from the referee, a missed scoring opportunity, or a period of sustained pressure from the opposition can generate frustration. Players who allow emotions to dictate their actions risk making poor decisions. Reckless challenges, unnecessary arguments, and lapses in concentration can result in yellow cards, red cards, or costly mistakes. Remaining calm during adversity requires maturity and self-control, qualities that often distinguish successful teams from those that fall short of their potential. For Mexico, maintaining discipline may involve balancing attacking ambition with defensive responsibility. Their technical quality and desire to control possession can create numerous opportunities, but excessive risk-taking may expose vulnerabilities at the back. Patience is essential. If early chances are not converted into goals, the team must continue trusting its approach rather than forcing the issue. Discipline ensures that confidence does not transform into carelessness. South Africa faces a different but equally demanding challenge. If they spend extended periods defending against a strong opponent, concentration levels must remain exceptionally high. Defensive organization depends on communication, awareness, and commitment. A single player losing focus for a brief moment can create space for the opposition to exploit. Discipline allows teams to maintain structure even when physical fatigue and mental pressure begin to increase. Set pieces provide another example of why discipline matters. Corners and free kicks often decide closely contested matches. Players must remain attentive to their assignments and resist the urge to become distracted by the occasion. Successful teams recognize that every detail matters, especially in tournament football where margins between victory and defeat can be incredibly small. Leadership within the squad also contributes to maintaining discipline under pressure. Experienced players can help guide teammates through challenging periods by offering reassurance and encouragement. Their presence often provides stability when emotions threaten to overwhelm the group. By setting positive examples through their behavior and decision-making, leaders reinforce the importance of composure and accountability. Ultimately, discipline reflects respect for the game, for teammates, and for the opportunity to compete on football's greatest stage. Pressure is inevitable during the World Cup. No team can avoid moments of anxiety or adversity. However, teams can control how they respond. Those that remain organized, composed, and committed to their principles give themselves the best chance of achieving success. In high-stakes tournaments, discipline is not merely a desirable characteristic. It is often the foundation upon which memorable performances and lasting achievements are built. The influence of experienced players during tense moments can often determine the direction and outcome of a World Cup match. Football at the highest international level is not decided by talent alone. Technical ability, tactical understanding, and physical preparation are all important, but experience provides something equally valuable: the ability to remain calm when pressure reaches its highest point. In major tournaments, there are moments when emotions threaten to overwhelm a team. It is during these situations that experienced players become essential figures on the pitch. Players who have competed in important international matches understand the unique atmosphere of tournament football. They know what it feels like to walk into a stadium filled with thousands of passionate supporters while millions more watch around the world. They have experienced the tension of protecting a narrow lead, the frustration of conceding a goal, and the urgency of chasing a result late in the game. Because they have encountered these situations before, they are often better equipped to respond with composure rather than panic. One of the most important contributions experienced players make is their ability to guide teammates emotionally. Younger or less experienced players may become anxious after making a mistake or overwhelmed by the significance of the occasion. A calm word of encouragement, a reassuring gesture, or a reminder to remain focused can have a powerful effect. Leadership is not always expressed through dramatic speeches. Sometimes it appears in small actions that restore confidence and maintain unity within the team. Experienced players also influence the tempo of a match. During periods of intense pressure, they understand when to slow the game down and when to increase urgency. Midfield players with international experience may retain possession to help the team regain control. Defenders may organize the back line and ensure that everyone remains disciplined. Forwards may encourage patience, recognizing that one opportunity can change everything. Their understanding of the emotional rhythm of tournament football often helps teams navigate difficult phases successfully. Decision-making is another area where experience becomes invaluable. In tense moments, rushed choices can lead to costly errors. An experienced player is more likely to recognize the safest option when protecting a lead or identify the right moment to take a calculated risk when seeking a goal. This balance between caution and ambition is developed over years of competing at high levels. It cannot be easily taught through training sessions alone. For Mexico, experienced players may play a particularly significant role because expectations are often high. Supporters anticipate strong performances, and that external pressure can influence the team during challenging moments. Veteran players who have previously represented their country in major competitions understand how to manage these expectations. They can remind teammates to focus on the immediate task rather than the broader narrative surrounding the tournament. South Africa can benefit equally from the presence of experienced individuals within the squad. Even if the team possesses fewer World Cup appearances collectively, players who have competed in important continental tournaments or high-pressure club environments can offer valuable guidance. Their ability to maintain belief and organization may prove crucial if the match becomes closely contested. Communication is another hallmark of experienced leadership. Clear instructions during defensive situations, encouragement following missed opportunities, and reminders to maintain concentration all contribute to collective stability. Teams facing adversity often look toward their most seasoned players for reassurance and direction. When leaders respond positively, confidence spreads throughout the squad. Ultimately, experience